Patron, take them away.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Got a little bit of a treat for you today. Going to be having a chat with SAUL, bona fide trader. How are you, SAUL?
I'm fine, Gary.
Happy
to be with you. How are
You're
you?
happy to be with me?
Yeah.
You need to get out more. You genuinely need to get out more. And talking of getting out, I've been a Brit, as you can hear in my accent.
Yeah.
How's the weather today? Because we always talk about the weather in England.
And how
your weather, is it good, bad, indifferent?
Rainy and wet.
It's rainy and wet.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That makes me so much better. Because I spoke to a counterpart of yours a while ago, and he was telling me it was all sunny, and I'm looking at snow. I was devastated. Sorry, it's just the English way. We always talk about the weather.
It's fine, but I talk to you and I can talk trading, and you understand what I say, so that makes me happy. You know, that's what I like.
I do. I love trading. It's been my life for quite a while.
Yeah.
And well, you're just young and good looking, so you've obviously only been in it for 2 months because you're a little toddler. But roughly, how long have you been trading, Saul?
About 13 years ago, I found.
13 years.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough to be 13 years.
Yeah, it is 13. Yeah, 13 years ago, I was studying, doing my studies, and I was looking for an extra income while I was studying, and you know, I did a quick Google search and I found out about trading, and I started, you know, the hard way. You know, back then there wasn't all the information we have today. So just, you know, blowing accounts and not even understanding what I was doing. And yeah, that was 13 years ago.
13 years, wow. And have you seen a major change in the industry over the 13 years? Because I've seen massive peaks and troughs in the way, well, one, it's sold, but actually different styles of trading. Are you still the same as you were, say, 5 years ago, or have you evolved?
I've evolved. I think, you know, as I spend more time in front of the charts, my understanding of the market improves. And, you know, meeting other traders, you know, I get some insight from those traders, some insights from you and from Gil here at the Fibers. And my understanding of what drives the market and what moves the market has certainly improved. And that have made me a better trader, I suppose.
Has it slowed you down somewhat? Because one thing that I find when I'm speaking to traders, when we first start, and I guess we've all done it, you look at a 5-minute chart and you think that's the world. You're going to make a fortune because if you slow down, if you speed up the charts rather, you're going to get every wave, every penny, and it's brilliant. But as I got older, I found I went further out in the chart and I made more money. So I look at dailies, I look at hourlies rather than say a 15-minute and a 5-minute for directions. Is this kind of ringing true? Have you been through any sort of journey like that?
Yeah, it's something similar. When I started trading, I learned from day traders and scalpers. So I did start at the 1-minute chart, and it was very, very difficult. And at some point, I understand what you just said, that I need to go up in time frames to, you know, to the dailies to try to understand what's happening there, what are the major trends and the major bias in the market. And I got comfortable on the dailies, and from there, I felt comfortable going back down to lower time frames. So today, I have like a mixed trading style where I do trade like long-term positions on the dailies. But I also feel very, very comfortable going down to 5-minute charts or even 1-minute charts. But it is true that as I, you know, evolved and grew up and became a fighter, for example, my aggressiveness went down. You know, when I just started and I was trading small accounts, I could, you know, throw many lot size, and I was, you know, I felt comfortable with that aggressiveness inside me and taking all that risk. And my risk profile today has been has decreased. As I don't like taking the same risk I used to take. And you might experience this as you grow your account. Also, it's not easy to maintain the same percentage as you managing larger accounts. So that's something that has changed. If I back then I was able to make some days, some months of 10% a month, it's not something I can make today.
No, I agree with that. And it's kind of some of the things that I see in forums all the time. They talk about percentage growth. Well, if you've got £1,000 account, it's easy to grow that by 10%. Mm-hmm. You've got £100,000 account, that's a different story altogether.
Correct.
And for me, it's not so much the money side of it, it's this bit.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you're looking at £100 loss, it's one thing. But if you're looking at a £3,000 loss, that screws with your mind a little bit.
It does. It really does. You see your P&L going up and down by thousands, and it's not hard. It's not easy to stay calm with that. So,
do you have any mechanisms that you put in place to sort of help you calm yourself down a little bit?
Yeah. First, I trade Forex, and if I use in almost all platforms, and certainly the MT5, for example, it has the option to see your profit as points or pips instead of money. So that way, I'm always focused on the process. I'm always focused on, okay, I'm doing X amount of pips instead of seeing, okay, I'm losing or winning X amount of money. So that helps me. And believe it or not, and I was very skeptical with that, but I started like 2 years ago, I started practicing breathing and, not very deep meditation or something like that, but a lot of breathing exercises. And it really helped me out, just staying calmer for more time.
That's funny enough you're saying about that. I was doing a morning call with the group that I run, and one of the guys brought that up. Not meditation, but just relaxation, deep breaths, etc. Because when I first met the guy, and I'll give him a little salute, little bubbles, and you'll know exactly who you are. When I first met him, he was torture for overtrading. And not only was he going hell for leather at the charts, he was doing both directions. But anxiety comes in, and then this morning we were having a talk, and that's exactly what he was discussing. And to see him now is night and day. So if you segued back to when you started, would you say you were an anxious trader then? Like desperate to hit the screen and desperate to be on the keyboard?
Yeah, I really was. First, I was eager to get an extra income. So no matter what the market was doing, I wanted to make money out of the market. So I was making up setups, that they were not there. And I really wanted to spend more time in the charts. That's something that, I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to spend the least time in front of the charts and make the most of the time I'm in front of the charts. So yeah, I was very, very aggressive, taking a lot of risks, and very impulsive. Also I didn't have any mentor or something like that, like to guide me. I really went through that process pretty much by myself. So yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. And
did that affect your personal life in any way? Like your other half, etc., where you're getting anxious and you sort of, because I know when I started, I used to sort of flip the phone out a little bit, and Joanne would be having a go at me going, stop it, because I wasn't focused on, life really. Yeah. I was more interested in what's on the screen.
There was some days where the market really affected me, because the losses, after having a loss, if I was trading London session in the morning and I suffered a big loss, that would affect my whole day. I was angry during the whole day, and talking to my back then my girlfriend, my wife today, but to my partner, she told me, you can't live like that. Like you can't be very, very excited after a winning day and very, very upset after a losing day. And I understood I needed to work more in my mind to calm down the excitement when I'm winning and the upset when I'm losing. So again, going through reducing risk, reducing lot size, breathing, that'll help me be more balanced emotionally.
And now you've got that, well, if you're talking emotional dials and you've dialed it down,
yeah,
do you feel that makes you a better trader? Sort of less is more, if you like.
For sure. Like, I think we need to trade. We need to adapt trading to our life and not our life to trading. So if you're doing money, if we're doing money out of trading, but it's affecting the rest of our life aspects in life, it's just not worth it. It's not. That's not the objective. Like, trading needs to improve your life. It shouldn't be affecting your life on any negative way. So.
I 100% agree. I said to some of the guys, I've seen sometimes the desire to trade outweighs the reason you do trade.
Correct.
And for me, it's a means to an end. It's a job. I love it, and it is my life and one thing and another. But at the end of the day, it pays for the house I live in, the car I drive, etc. It's just my job. Yeah. And if I have a bad day, well, it's a bad day in the office, and I just kind of switch it off, whereas I never used to. I used to almost want to work 24 hours a day. So if you evolved into this quiet SAUL, shall we call you?
Yeah.
What's a day look like for SAUL? Because I know you're heavily involved in a major prop firm, full-time trader in your own right, etc.
Yep.
What would be a day for SAUL?
So it really depends on how many meetings I have during the day. But in between the meetings I have and the stuff I need to get solved out and the calls I need to be making, I find the time to sit in front of the charts, and I say, okay, I have 1 hour now. Okay, let's see if there's anything setting up. And if there's an opportunity in front of the markets, I'll take it. And if not, I'll just pass on to the New York session. And the rest, in between trading, I spend about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours top trading a day. The rest of the day is more, the activity here at the Fibers, as you mentioned, trying to, there's a lot of operation going on. There's, always thinking about how to improve and things we need to changes we need to make. So it's like a mixture between trading and my position at the Fibers.
Okay. And when you're coming to your trading, you say you've got maybe an hour window to 2 hours window.
Yeah.
Have you got a particular setup that you're looking for, or are you doing sort of homework prior and think, well, I think the day is going to go long and then I'll set pending orders, or are you just in the moment, I've got an hour, let's drop in and see what we get?
Yeah. So I go to the daily charts. And first thing in the morning, I open the daily charts also for my own trading, but also to see if there was, anything special about the markets, because that has implication into the Fibers activity as well. So I go to the daily charts. I do my analysis on the dailies. I try to get my bias of the daily charts and, the key levels on the daily charts. And then I go to lower time frames on the major pairs. I don't screen the whole, 24 minor pairs. I just focus on the majors. And I go to lower time frames to see if there's any of the setups I like to trade lining up. So I like to see how price approaches to key levels. So if it's approaching on a weak way to those key levels, then there might be an opportunity, a setup lining up. Or if there's a breakout and a retest of that, breaking area, so there might be an opportunity. Or if I see on the lower time frames, there's like a trend and there's a pullback, I will try to catch, the continuation after the pullback on the lower time frame. So if I see one of those setups lining up in the 1 hour time frame I have, I'll go and take the trade. And if not, I'll just move on. And of course, I also have my long-term accounts that I need to, once a day, just do some adjustments with the pending orders and, take profits, stop losses. And yeah, that's pretty much my routine.
Oh, cool. And there's going to be a lot of viewers out there that are relatively new and looking at this in interest, and some of them are probably looking at it sideways saying, what on earth is that data head talking about? What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's just, they've seen the odd video on YouTube and thought, I would like to try this? Where would you put them to start?
We're speaking about trading or going to a prop firm?
Well, to me, it's one in the same, because you should treat a prop firm exactly the same as you should your trades, because ultimately a chart's a chart.
Correct.
The difference is the financing, I would guess. Now, I'll touch on prop after this, because I think prop is quite important in the trading world now, for a simple reason. It's a low barrier to bigger funds.
Correct.
But the chart itself is identical, because you're going to trade cable the same way. The only difference is the size of the position. So if somebody's new coming into this and they've maybe seen a YouTube video, because one of the things that annoys me with the YouTube world is they kind of portray trading that it's get rich quick.
Correct.
I think that's wrong. I think it should be process over money. Money shouldn't be involved, and slow steps. But where would you point somebody like you? Because you said you didn't have a mentor or anything. What did you wish you had at the start?
Yeah. So first, the right expectations. I agree. You heard about trading first time off the YouTube or TikTok, whatever it is. You think 6 months from now, I'll be buying my Ferrari, correct?
Correct.
So first, set right expectations.
Range Rovers, by the way, Range Rovers. You have to have a Range Rover.
That's Range Rover. Trading is a skill we need to develop, and as any other profession or any other skill, it will require time and energy and effort and money. If you want to go and get stronger at the gym, it will take time. If you want to play guitar, it will take time and commitment. So trading is the same. It really is like a profession or a skill we need to develop, and it's even harder because it's a performance profession. So every time we approach the market, we need to perform like a I don't know, tennis player or something like that. So we really need to set those right expectations of trading is very rewarding, but it will take time, effort, energy, and money. So that would be the first. Second, try to get a mentor, but needs to be really the right mentor. The mentor, the person you see has accomplished what you want to accomplish. Start following him. Pay him for calls, to try to understand from him, to get feedback from him. I think join the Scruffy Squad would be a wise advice. It really is, because I know you, Gary. I know the work you do. I know you as a trader, and I know you personally, as a friend, and I know you're legit and you're transparent. And it's so hard to find that, and so that would be someone like Gary, like yourself.
Very kind.
someone like you. Try to connect to him and stay, accountable to him. Listen to what he has to say. That would be, a fast track on this process. That would really accelerate your learning curve.
But also, I mean, you talk about this being a profession, and I do believe that. You sometimes you can show somebody 1,000 times what you do, and they still see something different. Because you can look at a chart, and I can look at the exact same chart. You might want to go long, I might want to go short. We both right.
Yeah.
How do you stop that kind of confusion, do you think?
Well, that's a more advanced step in the progress on the evolution of a trader. At some point, you need to get independent from your mentor. Okay, so you start following him, but you cannot, blindly following him, because as you mentioned, what Gary does, he does because it works for him. He lives in London. If you live in Australia and try doing the same thing as Gary, might not work. Okay, simply because of the trading session, the volatility, I don't know, whatever it is. So you need to pick those concepts that make sense for you and start tuning those and adapting those to yourself, your personality, your risk appetite, your trading style, your lifestyle, the availability you have during the day to trade, and trying to adapt that to what makes sense for yourself. So you need to start following someone, and at some point, you need to leave the parents' house. You need to get your own place.
On your way.
Yeah, you need to get your own place.
Excellent. And talking to qualify, because obviously we touched on the 5%ers. Now, for those of you who don't know who the 5%ers are, that they're a prop firm that'll essentially put up the funds for you to go to market. You pass a small evaluation and they will fund you and there's a profit split.
Correct.
Now, when you started for the 5%ers, did you come in working straight for them? Or was it a case of you've done some of the prop trading in the past and it was a natural evolve to then eventually work for them and go up the ladder?
Yeah, so I was, it was 2020 when just the COVID started, and I was managing, personal funds, and I was managing a friends and family fund, another account. And I was looking for other accounts to manage, like for more funds to manage. And I came across with this, concept of the prop firms. And I found about the fibers. And, I made an application. I tried to get an account. And then I found out that they're, close to, the Gil, who's the founder, lived, close to me. So I just pick up the phone, call him, and so if I could, talk to him, just because I follow him on YouTube and I knew what he was doing and I liked his approach to the market. And so we wanted to discuss trading. And he invited me to his house. We talked, and then we understand we could actually work together. First I just started doing some content in Spanish because that's my first language. And soon enough, we found out that we could, do more and more work together. So yeah, I started trading for the fibers and working in the fibers. Like it was at the same time happened.
Okay. And how have you seen the fibers evolve over the time that you've been there? Because I've seen it changed when they brought in sort of freestyle, and then they brought in, well, it's like a kind of a sister company, Trade the Pool. So it's always almost cutting edge, if you like, trying to be at the front all the time.
Yeah. So we're always trying to offer solutions for the traders. We understand every trader is different, and some traders, they like day trading. Some traders, they like long-term trading. So we try to find, programs that suit all traders. And we also understand the industry. We also see the challenge with all, prop firms just coming up every day and offering something more appealing, more cheap. The target is lower, the drawdown is higher. And we understand, traders get attracted to those little, numbers and nuances. But we think we understand what traders really need to build a long-term career. Traders think passing the evaluation is the hard part of trading, but the truth is when you go to prop firms or companies and you pass this 30 days evaluation, which are very, very hard, passing the evaluation is the easy part, because then getting immediately access to a 100K account and trying to make money off the account will be difficult. And we see the failure rate in the industry being so high that we want to try to, improve that. And we really need traders, to join our programs and make money, with us, to manage our capital, make money so we can make money with them. So yeah, we try to really stick to our risk management parameters. We understand traders want more leverage and they want more drawdown. But actually, giving them more leverage and more drawdown, it will only play against them. So,
I agree with that. Even my father looks at this. He doesn't actually know what I do for a living. He thinks I play video games for a living because he doesn't understand the charts. He's an engineer. And I sometimes think that a lot of people come into this like that mentality. It's a gambling video game mentality.
Yeah.
And when I was in industry, I used to say quick money is easy lost. If it takes a long time to get it, you'll keep it. And the continuing longevity is, well, I would call that one a trader, whereas if it's a flash in the pan, I would call it a gambler.
Yeah.
Do you see something like that with the people that come through the door? They want it now. They want it fast.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. we see the first approach of traders. They take the maximum leverage they can, and they pick a direction price, a news announcement or something like that, and then they try to pass the evaluation. And once they pass the evaluation, we see them failing. Okay, so they really focus. I think it's something generational. They really focus on the now, and I want to make the home run right now instead of focusing on, okay, I can make singles every day in, day out, every month, every year. But we also see those traders, that trade long enough with us, evolving and becoming professional traders. They start with that mentality, and they slowly understand the game is different, and there will be much more reward if they slow down, they pass the evaluation as they should, and then they don't take the full risk, on the very next trade. So they have a call with us, they follow the trading room, they do whatever they need to do, and they preserve their accounts, and they grow their accounts, they get paid, they get reward. And we have some traders, trading with us years and years, and withdrawing profits, every month, and getting like paychecks every month. So it's very rewarding to see that. And we have those, thank you letters and thank you messages. Guys, I just got my 7,000 paycheck. Thank you very much. It really, it's amazing for me.
I get paid every month. I'm well.
Yeah, like yourself. But of course, you
every month bought me a Range Rover. Range Rovers, boys and girls, Range Rovers.
You've been not long enough in the market, but for someone who just understand, starting out and doing that, having that aha moment where, okay, I don't need to rush this. I have the time. Let me make consistent profits every month. That's a pivot point in traders' career.
Okay, and just sort of very quickly, because it's going to be a big year for the fighters this year.
Yeah,
and there's an event in London that I'm actually privileged to go and speak at. Yeah. You're going to be there as well, so we're going to be able to shake hands in person, and I'll buy you a beer. But are you looking forward to this year? Because it looks like there's lots of exciting things. Maybe tell them a little bit about the London.
Yeah, so the London event is going to be on June 17 in Westminster, London.
Westminster, yeah.
Westminster. We've been there. We saw the venue. It's an amazing venue. So we're inviting about 12 speakers, very big names in the industry. Steve Ward, Mark Holstead, Charlie Burton, yourself. They're going to be speaking. And what we want to do on this event is going to be an educational event. All these expos and all these shows, they tend to be like platforms for brokers to advertise themselves. And, there's no education behind that at all. So we really want to make like a educational live event where traders meet each other's. It's open for everyone, but you don't have to be a fibers trader or something like that. You just come. There's going to be content for beginners traders, advanced traders, intermediate traders. And it's going to be fun. There's going to be education, conferences, workshops, tournaments, beer at the end of the day. So it's going to be
my language. I'll behave myself. Don't worry, I'll behave.
It's going to be very, very unique. I don't think there's an event like that. So I really, platinum tickets are sold out already. So if one of your traders is seeing this and they want to get into the event, they should get a ticket because we're really running out of tickets.
Oh, super. I'm looking forward to it. And it is different. I've been to many expos in the past, as you say, and it is really just come and work for us for whatever the broker is.
Yeah, boring, huh?
Yeah, they have their moments, let's say that. But just to sort of very quickly, looking at your life, looking at the prop firm and the way the trading industry has evolved over the last few years, which it obviously has.
Yeah.
If somebody was going to focus on something for the next month and master it, what would you recommend they do?
Put me on the spot, huh, Gary?
Yeah. But just if SAUL was you've got your knowledge, you've got your idea, but for the next month I'm going to focus on one thing, to master it, to make me better. What would SAUL do?
I would say spotting key levels in the market. I think understanding when to trade and when not to trade based on where price is forming. And I've seen you doing, that exercise when you mark, your weekly levels, daily levels, hourly levels, and all that. So really waiting for the market to approach the right areas to be active in the market, that will make wonders for your trading. Instead of trying to chase the market and to trade between those key levels in the market, really wait, be patient enough to wait for the market to approach those areas where you need to be active. And I think that will be a very important improvement in every trader. Spotting, identify those levels, and then waiting for market to get there.
And would you recommend any sort of books or anything like that, or any resources?
Yeah, the books. My challenge with the books is like there's no forward testing with what you read. It's all like in a perfect world. So you have all the back testing, and it really doesn't work in present time. So more than that, I would again focus on find someone who have done what you want to accomplish, and start following him, and start forward testing what you think it might make sense for you. I think that's key. More than books are important. They will teach you the basics regarding mindset, regarding price action, regarding setup, whatever you want. But the more important is to forward practice and forward test what you get on those books. And it's nothing better than watching someone else do what you're trying to do. So if they can watch you or myself doing that, that would be much better than reading those books.
Super. Excellent. And just very finally, if anybody wanted to contact yourself or the Fibers, etc., where's the best place to look?
Yeah, so just go to the website, thefibers.com. There's the email, contact email, help@thefibers.com. If you need to contact me directly, so it's SAUL@thefibers.com. And yeah, I'll be happy to talk to you.
Okay, excellent. It's been an absolute pleasure, Saul. And I'm really looking forward to catching up with you in London.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
It'll be a blast. But there you go, boys and girls. Saul from the 5%ers. What a start. And hope you all enjoyed that. And as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.
Bye, Gary. Bye, traders.
So long.